All right, welcome everybody. Mike Del Pre, Executive Director of the Arizona Real Estate Investors Association. Thanks for being here. This is not another lunch and learn. We do this every Wednesday at 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. We have a special guest every week talking about a specific real estate investing topic. This week, your guest is me. So I'm going to talk about my 5 steps to raising private money. This is normally a 3-hour class. I'm going to jam it into 45 minutes. So grab pen, paper, your notepad on your iPhone, whatever it is. Feel free to ask questions throughout the event. Molly will be here helping me out to answer your questions. So once again, Azreia, the Arizona Real Estate Investors Association, we're here to provide support, education, and networking opportunities to support your real estate investing business for real estate investors all throughout Arizona. So on the bottom of this page, you have our social media tags. So if you could check those out, if you want to interact with us more than just emails, we have Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. Go to our website. You can check out our calendar. So I'll just jump in. I'm going to take a couple minutes just to tell you about Azreia and what we have here. Monday, September 12th, we have what we call our Phoenix monthly meeting. So every month on the second Monday of the month, we have our big meeting. Over 200 investors show up. We have all our business associates, meaning attorneys, landlords, private or property managers, real estate agents, insurance agents, wholesale companies, you name it. We have a trade show for you to interact and build your real estate investing team, not to mention all the networking with the other investors in the community, as well as we always do our in-depth market update. So you know where we're at in today's market, where we've been, where we're going. So you're in tune with what's going on, as well as we always have an educational topic at the end of the meeting as well for you to learn. So Monday, September 12th, are bringing in a national speaker, Anthony Chara, who's owned over 2,000 apartment buildings, apartment units. So he's gonna be a wealth of information on that meeting, September 12th. The next day, we're gonna drive down to Tucson, south of Phoenix. Same type of meeting, except for our Tucson members. Anthony's gonna follow us down there as well. And on the 4th Tuesday of every month, which we just had last night, we do the Phoenix Real Estate Club. We throw a lot of information at you in Phoenix and Tucson at those meetings. So we like to have more of an in-depth personal discussion at the Phoenix Real Estate Club. Last night, we had about 45 investors there. We talked about interest rates. We talked about the market. We talked about the deals that we have going on personally. We do power networking. So very, very great opportunity to meet more people. So 4th Tuesday of the month, subgroup meetings. We throw anywhere from 10 to 20 events a month. And every week we have a subgroup meeting. So we have a prospective topic that we cover. So we have a volunteer, an active real estate investor here in Phoenix that's been in the business more than 5 years. They're currently doing deals in whatever subject they teach. So they're there to provide a space for you to network with other investors. They're there to answer questions. They're there to teach. So it's your time to kind of get in with the smaller groups and kind of get more focused in on a topic. So just go to our calendar and you can see all the groups that we have all month. We just added Southern Arizona, so south of Tucson if you're in Bisbee. So we have a group out there now. We have the women's group coming up, and we also have a multifamily group coming up. Once again, like I said, Anthony Chara, when he does come in September, he's going to spend 3 days with us. He's going to be with us Monday, Tuesday, then he's going to stay with us on Wednesday for what we call a drill down session. So Wednesday, September 14th, 6 to 8 at our office here in Phoenix. He's encouraging everyone to bring your multifamily deals, bring your local deals, out of state deals, whatever it is. He'll break those deals down and evaluate them in front of the class and answer all your questions so you can see if it's a good deal or not. Azreia Show, Marcus Maloney and I, we've been doing the podcast for just going on a year now. We're on episode 39. We started bi-weekly, but now we're rolling them out every week, every Friday at 7 a.m. on all podcast platforms, as well as YouTube. We just had Paul. So if you know Paul, he's here in my office. He helps run my wholesale company. So we talked about how he just quit his job, his 9 to 5, and just went full-time in real estate. So it's a great story. If you're a member here at Azreia, we have the best discount program in the nation with Home Depot. So if you're an Azreia member, you get 2% off all your purchases for the year. You get 20% off all your paint, 10% off cabinets. We have appliance programs. So just got to make sure that your Home Depot Pro account is connected to your Azreia number, and you will get those discounts applied immediately. Membership, we'd love to have you as a member. So if you're not going to be that active, it's $100 a year. Very, very affordable. If you're only going to 5 to 7 meetings a year, pay the $100 annual dues, and it's $5 per subgroup, $10 for the big meetings. If you're going to be highly active at all the meetings, I highly suggest the $239 a year. And this way here, you go to all meetings for free. And then all discounts that we provide, not just Home Depot, but all our national vendors, our local vendors that provide discounts for being an Azreia member, they're all included in both memberships. So that's what I have for Azreia. So I'll jump into my 5 steps to raising money. Like I said, this is usually a 2 to 3 hour class. I'm going to throw it down in less than an hour. So be prepared to take notes, very laid back, ask questions. What else here? Yep. It's going to be a good class. So this is how I raise money. So once again, Mike Delpre, Executive Director of Azreia, husband, father, investor for 12 years. I've been wholesaling since day one, fix and flipping, landlord, 600 transactions, 30 rentals. Just kind of in brief, how about my background. And I did all this. I'd probably say 90% of our rentals, maybe 95% of our rentals and these transactions and flip have been 100% other people's money, right? So I leverage other people's money, other people's knowledge, other people's resources to get these deals done. So what I want to say to you here, what we're going to go over, there is no traditional thinking. So wipe out any traditional 20% down, credit scores, W-2s, all that stuff. Forget about it. Clean slate when it comes to real estate investing and raising money. You can create the terms, and we can go, and I'll dive into that a little bit. So what I want to first go over is my first deal that exposed me to private money and the power of it, and the fact that I even knew it existed. So, and I pinch myself every day, just being in the business, as well as this story opened me up, and this gentleman did not have to do this for me. So what I'll say here is, the lead was here. I was wholesaling, right? I was maybe a second year in the business, so I'm still just wholesaling, making $5,000, $10,000 assignment fees, right? That's all I was doing. At this time, it was like 2012-ish, right? So, and if you're in Phoenix or understand Phoenix, we were in the Great Recession and everything was super cheap. Everything was on sale. Which I didn't really understand that. I just knew that I just quit my job and I'm making $5,000 every time I assigned a deal, and I was loving life, right? So, but I didn't know everything I needed to know about real estate. So Dennis here and his partner Gary opened up my eyes to the possibilities of raising money. Okay. So I got this lead in Central and Camelback. So it's Phoenix. That's one of the hottest intersections in the state. So gentleman lived up north, inherited a property from his father. So we were found it on Craigslist, right, back then. And then basically he wanted to sell this property. I guess his father had passed away, inherited it. And the gentleman that was taking care of his father is squatting in the house. So the guy lived like in Cottonwood or wherever it was up north. And one of his things was, I will never come back to Phoenix. I hate Phoenix. So he was a motivated seller. He did not want the house. He didn't want to sell. He needed to sell because it was a pain in his butt, and he never wants to come back here. So what we did is a small house. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. I mean, maybe 600, 700 square feet. It was like an apartment. So it was really not desirable at that time, because you can go to the auction and buy a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,800 square foot house built in 2000 for 30 grand. So why would you want this 2-bedroom, 1-bath house that's built in like 1930? So end of the day, we got the purchase price with the homeowner at $5,000, brought it to Dennis and Gary, and they wanted the house. So we sold it to them for $10,000. So that $10,000 gave me a $5,000 assignment fee. Exactly what I wanted, exactly what I was trying to do. I did my job. Dennis very nicely said, "Hey, Mike, do you want to own this house?" And I was just like, my first question was, do I get to keep my 5K assignment fee? That was all I worried about. So he said, yes, you'll keep your money, and we'll buy it for $10,000. So like, great. So I'm going to be 25% owner of this house. I don't have a property manager. I don't have a repair crew. Who's going to handle all that? He says, I have all that. I'll take care of everything. You'll get paid and you'll own the house and you'll collect rents with me as we own it. Great. I'll take it. Right. So moving forward, Dennis then bought it for 10K, closed on it, put $8,000 into the deal. Now he's all in at 18K, gets a property manager, fixed it up, rented it out. We're making $850 a month. Now I'm getting 25% of the net profit on the monthly cash flow. So I got my 5K up front and now I'm getting, $100, $200 a month, whatever it was at the time, on a monthly basis. So like 3-4 months go by. Dennis picks up the phone, calls me. Hey, Mike, that property we have over on Camelback? I'm going to refinance it and get my guy's money back. I'm like, what do you mean refinance it and get your guy's money back? I thought you paid for this house, because he was like a player, right? Like doing deals. He had 50 properties. He was flipping whatever it was. So I was like, okay, well, he's like, I borrowed $18,000 from my buddy at the golf course. So 10,000 acquisition, 8,000 renovation. He's like, I just want to get him his money back. And I got another lady out in Scottsdale. She's going to give me 25. So we're going to take her 25. We're going to pay my buddy back his 18, and it'll put a little cash in our pockets, and we'll just keep renting it out. So I had no idea what was going on right there. So this whole time I've been selling him houses, just the way I was thinking, being new, was he was pulling the money out of his bank account or maybe a hard money lender and just flipping and buying all these rentals. No, he was getting money from his buddies at the golf course or whatever relationships that he had. So he was using his buddies at the golf course to acquire the properties and renovate them. And then once they were renovated and rented, he would go to his other private lender out in Scottsdale, Arizona, and refi the properties and pay his buddies back, and then go long-term with the other private lender. So we went to that private lender. She gave us $25,000, paid the $18,000 back. There was $7K left over. He could have gave me 25% of that, but he gave us 50%. So I've got another, $3,500. So I got $5K up front, 25% of rents every month. Then I got another $3,500, 3-4 months later after the refi. So I got paid 3 times in this deal over 3 months or whatever it was. So that just opened up my eyes to the possibilities. What flipped me out was, I was like, I found the deal. I did all the work, the negotiating, right? His buddy, the golf course and the refinance lady, they put up all the money, 100% acquisition and renovation, right? And all he did was facilitate the people. He got me to bring the deal for free. He had the property manager, he had the contractors, and then he had the buddy, and then he had the final refi out, right? Just all relationships and resources. So that's what we call an operator. So he was able to connect all the pieces to generate this deal with zero money out of his pocket, zero risk, no W-2s, no credit scores. So it's true no money down, right? And it's not just no money down from wholesaling and flipping a contract. It's from finding the deal to closing the deal and owning it. So long story short, thank God for Dennis. Here we are 9 years later, about a year ago or so. We sold it. We threw it on the MLS and sold it for $300,000. So then I got 25% of the profits at that time as well. So that's what's possible with raising private money. So that opened my eyes up to saying, hey, I need to change. I need to get out of this wholesale mindset, which is a great mindset, and it's a skill set. They bring you. I realized I had the skill to bring the deals that are profitable. Now, if I could just figure out what Dennis did, I could keep everything from A to Z or partner with people, right? But it's like, that was the concept that blew my mind. So that's what I got curious, and I wanted to get into that world of raising money. So anyone see the Robert Kiyosaki Cashflow Quadrant? Anyone familiar with this? Yes, no, maybe so. So idea here, left side of the quadrant, employee. What do? You trade your time for money with a job. Simple as that. Self-employed. You're your own business owner. Great. real estate agents, attorneys, insurance agents, right? We run our own business, but we're still small business. We're self-employed. We wear all the hats on every part of our business from A to Z. You can't take a vacation for more than 2 weeks, 30 days without coming back and everything in shambles and ruined and no money coming in, right? So, so what do we need to do? We need to get to the business side of the quadrant, right? So we either want to become a big business owner where we create a system, processes, and put people in place to run those systems and processes to generate an income, right? Or we want to become an investor. We want to put our money out there, invest in a big business, and have them give us our money back and profit without doing anything. So our goal, everyone on this call and everyone watching this, we need to get from the E and S to the B and I. And I think, and I know you can do this by raising private money to get to that level. Kona learning, really quick, it's just basically saying, if you start at the bottom, the less you grasp what you're learning, right? So if you're just reading, hearing words, looking at pictures, you retain 10, 20, 30% of that. But the more you're involved in the actions, the more you will retain. I had a mentor when I first got in the business. Within 6 months, I was teaching other people how to wholesale, and I was only 6 months in the business myself because my mentor coach, I was listening to every phone call he made, every deal analysis he did, every homeowner he talked to, every cash buyer he talked to. I listened and I repeated it to the new people, right? And I was just as new. So that helped me retain the information, started teaching this. So, giving presentations, so on and so forth, simulating the experience and actually doing it. So anything you see here, when you learn how to raise money in the 5 steps I show you, if you go and do this, you'll build confidence, you'll make mistakes, you'll learn from those mistakes, and you'll just get better. I'd rather you just get better and fall on your face than just watch this and never do anything with it. So what we're talking about when you're raising money, you're dealing with securities, right? So there's rules and regulations around raising money. There's certain things you can and can't do, right? So it's called the Securities Exchange Commission. So I'm not going to break this down. I'm not an attorney. I'm not an accountant. I'm just giving you my experience and what I've dealt with. But I highly recommend that you go to their website and read what the SEC is, what it's about, and so on. Because there's accredited investors and then there's non-accredited investors. What I do is non-accredited, but there's a process to that. Okay, you got to build relationships. You got to get to know people before you can borrow their money, right? Accredited investor, you have to make $250,000 a year. You got to have a certain amount of investment experience and funds and savings. So that accredited person is able to take on risk, right? So a non-accredited might not be as savvy to do these deals. So there's a certain way you have to approach that. So SEC, go to their website and check it out. All right, 1 second here. So when it comes to SEC, keep your offering private, never advertise in public. Don't go on Facebook, Instagram. Hey, I guarantee you, I will get you 8%, 10% by investing in my real estate deal or my gadget or whatever it is. Never offer a guarantee, never offer, especially a rate of return. So be careful doing stuff like that on the internet. The homework on here, sec.gov, research rules 504 and 506 and regulation D, and it'll give you a good understanding. If you don't want to read or anything, go to a securities attorney. All right. So what is it? Private money. Private money is a money lender, non-institutional, non-bank. This is not hard money. This is not there. I know some of these smaller organizations like hard money lenders say they're private. This is not a private money loan or anything to do with a business, right? No banks, anything like that. What I'm talking about is going to friends, family, colleagues, people you meet and build relationships with that have money, cash sitting in a bank account, in an IRA, in a 401k, and they don't know what to do with it, but they know they need to do something with it. We're just talking personal relationships, nothing traditional. So where's the money? So where is this money that I'm talking about, right? Where can you find it? Where does it sit? It sits in people's savings accounts, right? Some people are good savers. They just don't have any operating experience in any type of business. So they save the money. And what's crazy about savings is all that savings that you put in your bank account, the bank lends out your money to other people to get credit cards and car loans and house loans. So the bank is lending up your money in your savings account 3 to 22% interest rates on that money, why they're giving you 0.0001 of whatever it is. So I'd rather you go get out there and find those savings accounts and work those accounts than the bank. So 401ks, right? So those are another place where people hold money. Just a quick note on that is 2%. What was it? History shows 401k might make 2% a year if everything goes perfectly, right? So over the life, people are thinking they're saving, just going to their 401k. It's not as big as it's really cracked up to be, right? So it's a fee business, right? Your job has a deal with Fidelity or Charles Schwab or whatever it is, and they all charge you fees to run this program. They get fees every month, every year. They're making their fees up front while they're working your money into programs that are what would you say, influenced for sales commissions to certain other products. So everyone's influenced all the way down to you while you're working hard, just thinking you're doing the right thing, right? So there's a better way than the 401k. IRA, this is a resource where you can put an investor, you can teach your potential investors to put their money in an IRA so they can defer taxes and lend that to you. And we'll talk about that. So people have money in savings, 401k, IRA. Pre-retirees average 100k. Retirees 65 to 69 average 210,000. That's 2.46 trillion in IRAs sitting there right now. So the people that have IRAs with money sitting in it, you can access. People have money in CDs, bonds, and stocks as well. We look for problems, not properties. Entrepreneurs are simply those who understand that there's a little difference between an obstacle and opportunity and are able to turn both to their advantage. Lenders all have problems, and business owners, we must solve problems. In exchange, we can raise money, okay? People with money have problems too, like doctors, right? Let's just keep in mind, doctors are high income earners. So what happens there, right? They need assets to invest in. They work, they have a career. They do a lot of, they're saving people's lives. They're not out there flipping houses. Like a lot of doctors come through Azreia wanting to be in the business, but when they go through some of the trainings and they realize all the work, it's another business, right, to jump into. So they need operators like us to work the real estate deals where we can leverage their funds to get the deals done. Just to kind of give you an idea for those people out there that have savings and everything we're talking about. This is, I know it might be hard to read, but for example, when you retire and let's say your lifestyle, you want to make $5,000 a month in retirement to live a certain lifestyle, and assume from the day you retire, you're going to live another 20 years, right? That's $1.7 million. If it was a lump sum of cash, you're going to live on $5K a month for 20 years. You need to have 1.7. So that's a problem for some people. Some people are 45, 55, 60. They're not retiring. They might have 50 grand in the bank account, 100 grand in a bank account that they could lend you, and you could help them reach this goal or at least put them in a better position. So people with money have problems. Not always in our world as real estate investors looking for motivated homeowners to sell their house at a discount. It's people with money that don't know what to do with it, and they have these retirement goals or these goals in their life they're trying to achieve that we can help get them to with our real estate product. Inflation, big topic now. Another reason, a problem, right? What do we hit? 9-10% in inflation? So that means you're losing buying power. If your money in the bank is not at least making 9%, your money's gonna be worth less next year. Okay, you're gonna be able to buy less food, less gas, less properties, whatever it is. So people need to get a return on this money that's not doing anything. Once again, other places you could find money, lost 401ks, there's $850 million in lost 401ks, right? You can set up a marketing campaign to help people when they job hop and they go from job to job, they might lose track of that $2,000, $5,000, $15,000 in a bank. Someone passes away, right? And there's people pass away and have 401ks, right? And their heirs don't even know about it. You could help them find that money. 15% of IRAs totaling some 450 million are held by those 70 and above. What does that tell you? There's $450 million you can market to or build relationships with people 70 years old and up that have these accounts doing nothing. So those are just kind of a few different ways. Over a lifetime of a 401k, 70% of the money invested goes towards fees. Briefly hit that. Majority of financial advisors are not regulated to put their clients' interests first. They're given incentives to sell specific products. Okay, so these are all problems for people, right? There's other people that might want to pay off student loans. They might want to get out of stocks. Maybe they want to diversify, not have all their eggs in one basket. So just want to open up your mind to what's out there and where this money is sitting and where it can be and the type of people that might have problems with money that you could talk to. CDs, this is an older chart, but you guys get the idea. You could put your money safely, right, in a CD for 1 year, 5 years, whatever the term is, and you'll get 1% back a year on your money. What if you told someone you give them 2%? Wouldn't that be better than even better than 1%, right? So just something to think about. So I kind of just briefly went over where all the money's at. So so now you kind of have an idea where the problems are and where the money's at. So now you got to approach people and say, hey, let me borrow some of that money. Let's do a deal together, and we're going to go invest in real estate. So why should they do that with you, right? Or how are you going to be able to make them feel confident in your character and who you are to lend you their hard-earned money to go do this project? So I always say, what's your investor identity? So you need to know who you are, right? So who do you serve, right? Are you serving, what we go into, like, when I say who do you serve, like, what's the clientele, right, in the house? Is it whether it's a flip, right? What's your strategy? Flip, hold, whatever it is. So let's say you want to do holds, but then I say, what neighborhoods? You may have heard of A class, B class, C class, D class, but let's keep it simple. You can go to Nordstrom's and buy a black t-shirt for $100. You can go to Target, buy a black t-shirt for $20. You can go to Walmart, buy a black t-shirt for $5. They're all black t-shirts, different quality, different prices, different images, right? So who are you serving? So if you're gonna be a landlord and you're gonna serve target neighborhoods, what does that do? That means you understand the finishes, the flooring, the cabinets, the appliances. You understand the mindset of the person in that house. You know what their needs are, right? The person in the Nordstrom house has different needs than the Target house. Okay, so once you understand who you're serving and what they need, you'll understand rents, you'll understand your repair budgets, you'll understand your marketing messaging, you'll understand everything around that person in that house. Then what's the purpose behind it? What's your story? Why are you even doing this? Why? Yes, we all want to make money. Yes, we want to get rich. Yes, we want a better life, all that stuff, but there's got to be something else. Maybe it's your retirement. Maybe it's legacy. Maybe, maybe it's just to hit a certain goal. Maybe it's charity, but there's no right or wrong answer here. Well, what's your purpose? What gets you excited to go write offers? What gets you excited to raise money? What gets you excited to go invest in property, right? So let people know that. Let everyone you're talking to know that, because what does that do when you're excited about something? It brings out natural, enthusiasm, right? And I mean, you could be the worst salesman in the world. If you have enthusiasm, people are attracted to that. So if you can say, hey, this is who I serve. These are the neighborhoods I work in. These are the type of houses I work on. These are the type of people that live in the houses. And when I get 20 of these houses, 10 of these houses, 50 of these houses, this is what it's going to do for me. This will allow me to go do this with my family, or go do this with my friends, or do something with this charity, right? And you can help me with that. But one thing I like to say is, when I'm raising money and I have projects going on, what are we doing? We're hiring tradespeople, right? We're getting insurance policies. We're paying our electricity bill. We're paying taxes. We're providing jobs in the state of Arizona, right? So we're helping our community. What's the bigger picture from being this people, that someone that's just working full time, have a career, 9 to 5, whatever it is? They feed into this. They want to support that. They want to be a part of what you're doing. Here at Azreia, I want 10,000 members. I want 10,000, no slumlords, nothing like that. I want quality people changing the communities of Arizona. 10,000 members. I want you guys to help me get there, right? So I want you to be a part of it. So, so knowing who you are, what you're passionate about, will help attract those people to these 5 steps to be a part of your journey here. So how do we network with potential investors? Success will be measured by your ability to network. Remember, look to solve problems, right? People with those money, people that have those, like the doctors and so on. Like I said, high income earners, executives that have careers. Whoever has a problem, You're looking for those people while you're networking. You never know where your next investor may come from. So you always have to be aware of your surroundings. One thing my mentor, and I learned a lot of this is from Jay Massey. He always said that for every dud, there's a stud. So what I'm going to show you what I do is there's this gentleman that used to come to my event every week for like a year and a half. Successful guy. He was always scared to pull the trigger. Always wanted to buy a house or lend on deals, but never would do it. Always got cold feet for whatever reason. But he introduced me to his boss, who then invested in deals because he loved me. He loved what we did. He's so excited. He talked highly about me, but he was able to bring people to me so I can invest and build, relationships with those people. So never discount anybody that you think might not be able to help you. Still treat them right, still build that relationship. Finding investors. So this is kind of like one of the first steps, right? You're networking, you're putting yourself out there and you're looking for these people, right? So what are some ways you can get those people around you? How can you get more people to tell people about you? Influencers, right? It's as simple as like right now, when you say influencer, you think social media, right? So that is a perfect example. Look at, if I'll even just dive in real quick, Xavier, who's on the call, Tony the closer reposted one of my posts, and I think Xavier saw that post, and he reached out to me. It was like, hey, I'm in Cleveland, not knowing I was ready to launch my whole business in Cleveland. So another thing I pinched myself about, and then linked up with Xavier. I brought the deals, he sold them. We did like 25 deals my first year in Cleveland, all because of him. That was just because of an influencer on social media, put my name out there, right? So, and Xavier took action and connected and networked. So that's as simple and easy as it can get. No money there, right? It didn't cost anything to do that. Also, what are other types of influencers? Financial advisors, small business owners. Think about people that own businesses. They have employees, right? People look up to them. Who are people that are kind of experts in their field that have influence over people that you can say, hey, this is what I do for a living. This is what I'm looking for. So if someone in your community needs what I offer and needs to, lend out money, I can be a reliable, safe source for them. Nonprofit organizers, barbers. The reason I brought up the barbers is my wife and I, we own a hair salon. So she had clients. What do? They trust her to with their hair to make them look and feel beautiful. So I raised my first $50,000 by my wife's client had me talk to her husband, who was an executive at a big corporation, and he wanted to get out of the stock market, right? I went there and I did not even talk about the property address. He just wanted to know if I would get him his 7% to beat his stock performance. And he wanted to know that he had a first lien position on a property to protect his interest. And we did not even talk about the property or where it was. It was in one of the worst neighborhoods in the city of Phoenix. But he trusted because of the influencer, which was my wife, and the referral to me, and his wife trusted my wife. That trust was there. Okay. So that's how easy it can get. Clues in the news. What does the news report talk about? What do the news talk about? Anyone know? All good stuff, exciting, fun, great things. No, they talk about problems, right? They talk about fires. They talk about, you name it, anything bad. So take those clues. So how a lot of this was organized was my mentor basically wrote, and he saw in Irvine, California, a big corporation laid off a bunch of people. He put an ad in the paper at that time, said, hey, if you lost your job and you need to earn income, or you have a 401k, I don't know the messaging, but basically ran an ad to people that lost their jobs at a specific place with his phone number. People called and wanted to know what he had for them to help them make money while they're out of a job, which he then raised money from their 401ks and flipped deals with their money. So while they're out of a job looking for their next career, he's working their money. So clues in the news, work in public, shirts, computers, books, hobbies, right? We Heart Houses. It's a conversation starter. Azreia, I have a question in the back that I ask. So I'm a walking billboard, shameless, don't care. And we always want to strike up conversations so we can talk to people and network and see what they're about. Any questions so far? We're good. All right, I'm going to keep it rolling. So you need an elevator pitch, right? So you're out there networking, you're out there talking to influencers, you're striking up conversations, and all you're doing is networking, but you need an elevator pitch. People need to know what you do. So you got to, what the whole point of this is to draw out curiosity. You need to have something to tell people to pique their interest to want to know more about real estate investing. So we call it an audio business card, elevator pitch, whatever it is. So if you look here, if you want to grab a shot of it in green, here's the formula that you use. I, action verb, target market, benefit so that they can benefit. Do you know anyone that would be interested in a service like that? So I wrote different ones for different types of people. Okay. So I show busy professionals how to use real estate to grow their retirement fund so they can stop worrying about if they'll retire. So they know they will retire. So if you're close to your retirement, not enough money, would that pique some interest? If I'm talking to a fix and flipper, I show flippers who make living off appreciation, how to preserve their profits so they can weather any storm when the market shifts. What are we going through right now? All those flippers that may have got stuck, or all those flippers sitting on the sideline. Now they're not making 20, 30, 40, $50,000 hits. Probably would have been nice if they worked with me and they built up some rental portfolios and they lent me some money and let me go to Cleveland and buy some rentals. So they know they're getting a few $100 a month times X amount of properties. So now when the market shifts, right, now they got cash flow coming in, right? I'm solving a problem again. I teach regular people who never thought they could own real estate accomplish just that without the hassles of tenants and toilets. What do you hear? People want to get into real estate, but they don't want to deal with tenants and toilets. That's the dumbest thing you could ever hear, right? Because we just have a property manager, right? We don't deal with tenants and toilets either. So we have someone hired to do that. So you got to use the elevator pitch audio business card formula to create that conversation, strike up those conversations, so you can work with more people. So another question that I have it on my shirt. I had it on the back of my computer. Have you ever considered getting involved in real estate investing? Really, why? So you just need to ask this to everyone you see, friends, family, cousins, coworkers, whatever it is, and they're going to say yes or no. Right? All we're doing is breaking the ice and trying to start conversations. We're out there networking with all these people with these problems with money, and we want to invite them somewhere. So we're networking to get to know them and invite them somewhere. So have you ever considered getting involved in real estate investing? And when you say that, they're going to tell you yes or no. Your job is to listen and identify the problems. Listen more than you talk. 2 ears, 1 mouth, right? So people that don't have money or have extra cash, I say I considered investing in real estate, but I don't like tenants. I've considered investing in real estate, but I work too much. I don't have the time to do it. I don't know what to do. I've looked for deals, but nothing looks good because they don't know what a deal looks like. 5 yeses a day keeps poverty away, right? So if you ask this question and 5 people say, yes, I want to invest in real estate, you will raise money. Okay. So it's simple as that. So I would sit at Starbucks. I would have a Robert Kiyosaki book next to my computer. And I had, have you ever considered getting involved in real estate investing on the back on a sticker on my computer? So it was like a billboard. So why give Apple the space on my computer with their logo? And I'll just put a sticker there. So people would come up to me and say, oh, I read that book. It was good. But like one gentleman said, I would never invest in real estate. I'm like, oh, really? Why? Because my brother lost his ass in the downturn. Okay. What happened? Oh, he had 3 houses and he had to give them all to the bank. The bank took them. They screwed them, blah, 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 blah. So any of us that's been in the business, did the bank screw them? Right? Maybe because they put out these crazy loans, but no, he didn't have a team. He wasn't a real estate investor. Money was free. They were giving out money, and people that were inexperienced were taking the free money and buying houses and renting them out. But and people that had money were renting them out and overpaying because there was such an influx of money that everyone was rich. So once things got tight and they pulled back and people lost jobs, now they overpaid for the house, right? So their mortgage payment was too high versus the rents. So they were uneducated as real estate investors like you and I. We're operators. We know how to buy right. We know what current rents are. We know how to weather a storm if the market goes down, right? So we have enough fluff there to protect us so we don't lose the house or have to give it back because we're going to keep it forever. So these people were just inexperienced and they didn't have the right team around them to buy the houses. So this one gentleman is not willing to invest in real estate for the rest of his life because he saw his brother, who was inexperienced, not real estate investor, lose his butt in real estate, and he's going to, predict his whole life and not do it because of that one situation. So how can we change their mind? We're not here to change anyone's mind, but just maybe show them another path, and let's see if they grab onto it or not. So have you ever considered getting involved in real estate investing? Really, why? I would encourage you to go on your Facebook page, go on your Instagram feed, story, whatever it is. If you could just right now, whether you're watching this 2 weeks from now or right now, just type that. Have you ever considered getting involved in real estate investing? And that's it. And just watch people and see if they respond, right? So check it, give it some time, obviously, tonight, tomorrow. And then if anyone responds and strikes up a real estate question that wants to talk to you about anything, just hit me back on Instagram, say it worked or whatever. So have you ever considered, just if you could just do that to everyone you meet 10 times a day, you will build a list of people interested. So what are you going to do? So you're out there, you're talking, people are sending you referrals. You're at networking events, you're at coffee shops. You're saying, have you considered investing in real estate? You got your audio business card. You're saying, hey, here's how I can help you, right? If you're a flipper, like I mentioned, here's how I can help you get some cash flow for downtimes, whatever it is. You're piquing interest of all these people, and now they're starting to talk to you. So what you need to do is invite them somewhere. So you have to send them somewhere to show them that you're an expert at what you do. So if you don't have somewhere to send them, you got to create somewhere. But what before you invite them somewhere, what can you help them do? So if you have a conversation, have you ever considered, really why? And then they're like, hey, I'm looking to get into real estate in this city, this state. I'm looking to get in stocks. I'm looking to invest. I'm looking to become better. Well, send them an article, right? Send it, even if you didn't write it. If you wrote it, great. If you got an ebook, great. Send it to them. Even if you go on the internet and find something that helps their life, forward that link to that article to them. Start sending them. Start educating them. We call it educate to dominate, right? You're talking to people that are looking for a help. They're looking for an answer to solve their money problem. So if you can show them, you can get them the right resources, and you will be a leader, an expert in their eyes. Here in Phoenix, the Veteran Memorial Coliseum, every year in February, there's a used bookstore. They have millions of books actually, and they're all $1, $2. So I go there with the cart, and we bought 50 Robert Kiyosaki books, and all throughout the year, I give them away for free. So I know when someone reads that Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, they're going to get an aha moment. Who gave them that aha moment? I did, right? So when they think about getting investing or going further, who might they ask for some advice or some guidance? They might give me a call, right? And I might have a deal to talk about. So you want to educate the dominate. So you need to give them things that help their life in the area that they're looking to get better at. You need to be their expert, and you need to ultimately invite them somewhere. So what I would do, since I didn't have anything to invite them to, it's called Robert Kiyosaki's Cashflow 101 board game, right? So yes, it's a board game, right? It's $100, $50, whatever it is. It's basically Monopoly on steroids, right? In Monopoly, you try to bankrupt your friends, and you try to make everyone lose their job, and you try to be, the king of the board, which is fun. It's great. But cash flow, we learned that wealth is a team sport. So this is like a simulator for real estate investing in stocks. It's real life. It puts you through real life experiences and scenarios, so you can stretch your mind and get used to investing and on running deals and scenarios and partnerships. So when you get out into the real world, you kind of have a feeling for it. So I highly recommend playing Cashflow 101 with friends, family. Go to meetup.com, look for a local game. First Saturday of every month, we play it here at Azreia. So buy the game, go to Panera Bread, go to your house, whatever it is, and invite all these people that you've been telling, have you ever considered getting involved in real estate investing? Invite them to the game and play the game with them. So what's happening is you're teaching them how to play the game. Once again, they're going to get an aha moment. People just don't understand. We take for granted as investors that you can buy a foreclosure, someone going through divorce, probate. You could buy a house at 50% off. You could talk to tired landlords that are just, their kids don't want the house for some reason. They don't want to take care of it. They just want the cash. So the landlord didn't take care of the property for 30 years. Now it's a dump, and they'll sell to you at 50% off. People don't understand that. They don't know what they don't know, but we know that, right? And we could bring these deals to these people with money, and they're going to be shocked and amazed when they play this game, and they're going to be intrigued to know more. And who could show them more? It's going to be you. So it's simple as that. So if you don't want to play the cash flow game and host it, whatever, that's what I'm recommending because it worked for me. I held it for 2 years at a Panera Bread. You can hold a networking event, a meeting, a book club. I don't care what it is. Just do something where you're now the influencer and expert in that area. And people are coming to your group to learn from you. So that puts you at that expert advocate status. So networking, asking the question, inviting them somewhere, cash flow on, being their expert, educating to dominate, so they then can work with you. The goal is to get commitment to lend money. So before we go there, so what you're going to do, like on the board game, so you get big deals and small deals. And there's all these opportunities that are flowing through the game. And what I pretty much do at the end of the game, I say, you're amazed by all these ways you can make money in real estate and build cash flow and build flip and do flips. Well, those big deals and small deals are literally my phone, right? Because I'm an operator. I do this full time every day. And if you don't do it full time yet, you know how to find deals, you know how to analyze deals. So I say my phone gets these type of phone calls every day. So if you liked anything on this board, you and I could do that together. So if you'd like to know more on how to do that, raise your hand, let me know, right? So, and usually every game, someone will raise their hand and be like, yeah, I'd like to know more. And then what you do is you set a private meeting. It could be at Starbucks, doesn't have anywhere you want. So you're going from networking, gaining interest, inviting to the game, showing your expertise. Then after they have their aha moments and they realize that you're an expert and they realize there's something here in real estate investing that could help their dreams and goals, you invite them to sit down on a one-on-one and be their expert. And so what do you do there? It's called the investor identity interview. So at that meeting, we're going to let them know what we're about, right? We're going to tell them our dreams and what we're trying to do in real estate. We're going to let them know our background, but then we want to get to know their background. What are they trying to do? Because you never want to take money from someone that's going to be a problem or someone you can't help. We're not here to convince them to a man, convinced against his will, still of the same opinion. So I'm not here to sell them. I'm not here to close the deal, right? I'm just saying, hey, what are you trying to achieve in your life with your money? Can my real estate project complement that and help get you there? That's the only way we'll take their money. Okay. So, so what you want to find out in that interview is what they're trying to achieve, who they are, what's their investment experience. Have they ever been in real estate? Have they ever done stocks, anything like that? Do they want lumps of money or streams of money, right? So some people just might want quick returns, right? So that might be more of an investor for your fix and flips, right? Then some people might be like, hey, I want to set it and forget it. Just send me my check every month. I want streams of income. That might be for your long-term holds. So you want to make sure you get them to the right product. You got to be a pig, professional information gatherer, right? You're just there to listen and ask questions and get to know them. Never assume they have money or want to work with you. 70% 30 rule, listen more than you talk. Like I said, determine if they're a good fit. And really, like I said, with the scenario, when my wife had the referral, they're looking for competency and character. They're not, you don't have to, I've never given a presentation, never brought a whiteboard, never had a clicker and all these cool pictures and stuff like that, or anything I'm doing now. I never did it. It's always just been face-to-face, pen and paper, quick conversation, long conversation, whatever it is, on to the next part of the deal. So you're inviting them, showing them you're an expert. You're sitting down with them after that invitation to that game, and then you're going to get to know them better and see if there's even a fit, right? So there's a formula to this. So remember, your knowledge and time, their money and credit. That's in every deal. There's knowledge, time, money, and credit. You are the knowledge and time. You have the contractors, attorneys, real estate agents, property managers. You have the team. This is what you do. You analyze the deals. You know a good deal. When you buy the deal, you're maintaining it. You're fixing it. And the other people are the money and credit. And the next part of this is the next formula that you're showing them is you're the investor. You specialize in a marketplace, which here I specialize in Phoenix or Cleveland, right? And I have the team and I have the deals. So I investor marketplace team deal. So you're the knowledge and time, you run the marketplace team and deal, right? And they bring the money to run this project, just like Dennis did for me when I first started. he got me to bring him the deal. Then he had no marketing in it. He had the property manager, he had the contractors, and he had the money. He had it all, and he had it all figured out, and he put the whole deal together. So I'm not going to go over the PAQ. I could do that at a later date, or I have it in the 3-hour class. That's just basically a formula I use to show people how they can invest with me. Really, we talk about appreciation, right? That's one part of a real estate deal. The house goes up in value. There's depreciation, right? You can write off your house 29 and a half years and take a loss. That's great for high income earners, right? Then there's the net cash flow of a deal, right? So I asked them, or they could be the bank where they have nothing to do with the deal. I own 100% in their Bank of America, so to speak. So there's 4 options. I could say, hey, what do you like about these 4 options that you need in your life? High income earners always hit the depreciation. I need a write-off, man. I got to tell Uncle Sam, I made less money. I want to give Uncle Sam less, right? So you maybe can allow them to have more of the depreciation than you, and maybe you get more of the cash flow, right? So there's so many, it's not just 50-50 handshake. It does not have to be that. So if you take appreciation, depreciation, cash flow, and what else is happening here? Why the house is appreciating, and you're right, that's a return on investment. When you depreciate the house and give Uncle Sam less money, that's a return on investment. When you make your cash flow, that's a return on investment, right? So it's not just the cap rate or the cash on cash. You get to show them that it's a bigger deal than just the cap rate or the cash on cash return. And also, while your house is appreciating, your tenant is paying down your mortgage. So your mortgage is going down, your house is going up, you're building all this equity, right? So you get to show them all this amazing stuff that real estate does versus HGTV, fix and flip, make 50 grand. So I break all that down to them. Then you structure the deal with them. You basically start to figure out how much money they have. They'll say, hey, I have $100,000 in an IRA. I have $50,000 in a 401k. I have cash, whatever it is. You now know they want lumps or streams. You're right. You kind of know their investor identity. You know who they are and what they're trying to achieve. And then now I put them in what's called my top 10 list. So everyone that I do this interview with it's just like if you're in sales, right? And you're building your pipeline. So you have a list of everyone that I sat down with that said, hey, I have 50 grand. I have 100 grand. I have 150. I want long-term money. I want short-term money. I have the money now. I'll have the money in 6 months. So now those are the people I call when a deal comes to the table. I'm always adding, because this is something you're doing every day. You're always asking, have you ever considered getting involved in real estate? You're always giving them information to be an expert. You're always inviting them to a game. And you're always trying to do sit downs to figure out what that person's trying to achieve. And then you're putting them in your top 10 list. Okay. So in that top 10 list, you're going to build it and build it and build it. Sometimes the deal's going to be ready. That person might have already invested with someone else. So you need someone else to call, right? So once you determine all that, you put your feelings on paper. It could be a napkin. It could be a blind piece of paper. And if it's a joint venture contract where you're doing a JV and an LLC, you take it all to an attorney and they write it up. If it's just they're going to be the bank, they could just be a lender and create a mortgage note, and they can record that at the title company. You don't even need an attorney. And it's simple as that. So here's an investment I did, just kind of at a 6-plex. We did a capital raise on it, all private money. We bought it cash. This deal here, so it was a little while back. We structured a carryback with the homeowner. So it was $200,000 purchase price, 25 grand down. We borrowed $70,000 from someone's IRA, used that $70,000 to give the homeowner her $25,000 down, right? She carried $175,000 note for 1 year. And we used the remaining, was it 40 grand or so, 45 grand to renovate the place. So we borrowed $70K to put the down payment, closing costs, and renovation for 1 year, paid the homeowner $200 principal, not even interest, for 12 months. Then at the end of the year, with the balloon of 175 was due, and so was the 70 grand. We then, for this case, we went to a bank. It appraised at like 425,000. We got we paid the 175 off. We paid the 70K off, and I think we had like 10K left to put in our pocket. So no money. Once again, I did what Dennis did. I ultimately was able to do that for myself. still own the sixplex. We bought it for 200,000. It's worth 1.2 million right now in Mesa, Arizona. So long-term wealth just by leveraging other people's money. So review the SEC laws, learn to play Cashflow 101, start there, educate to dominate, talk to people, ask them, have you ever considered getting involved in real estate? Work on your elevator pitch and gain their curiosity. Invite them to the game, as many people as you can. Invite them to sit down with you and see how you can help them as an investor and put them on your top 10 list. That was 3 hours and 45 minutes. So if it went fast, I know it went fast there. So if you have any questions, I'm here to talk about them. Next week on the Lunch and Learn, I'm bringing Burton from over at PropStream. He's going to be doing this class with us 12 o'clock next Wednesday, and we're going to be talking about pulling motivated seller lists with PropStream, so you can target hopefully motivated homeowners. He has got a lot of creative ways you could do that. So yeah, that's it. That's what I got here. I'll stick around if anyone has questions online. Molly, let me know if anyone's on Instagram, Facebook. This will be replayed on Facebook and Instagram. And anyone have questions on here? Aaron, Xavier?
Yeah, I had a question, Mike.
Yes, sir.
First off, man, this is amazing. So I just want to say that this is my first time here. So
thank you. A
lot of great information. You definitely one of those guys who know what you're talking about. So
appreciate it, man.
Let me say that for sure. Now, with that deal that you that your guy basically bought and did everything, like, what was his reasoning for bringing you through the whole process with him? Like, I guess because you brought him the deal, or was it like, what was that reason?
I think he was a nice guy.
Oh,
okay. Really, like, one, maybe, and I still have that relationship with him. Literally, like all those houses so I don't know, maybe saw something, just how me and you get along, right? Like, it's that when you got an honest person, you do good business, and then you know each other year after year. But before it even happened, maybe, I don't know, he took a hunch, he took a stab at it, and it was like, what do you think? Because when you get into business with someone, especially on an LLC, like, and you don't know them, if they change their life or something happens, they pass away, and you got to deal with their family, like, that could be a headache. For sure. Right? And he just, sure. I don't have an answer, man. So I just appreciated it. And to this day, now those 50 houses that he bought, now it's 10 years later, he's even older, he's liquidating. So he's sending them to my wife to list or meet a wholesale. So you just can't even, long-term relationship. Why I say at Azreia, you got to come to the meetings, you got to meet people, you got to shake hands and just build your own relationships, because if you do good business with people over time, it gets better and better and better. So just got to be patient.
Yeah, that's really all. I was just curious about that. That's all.
Yeah, and you're in Cleveland. I mean, you got a lot of deals I see you send out, man. Like, you could literally be doing this.
Yeah,
I know you want those rentals, so it's like, I know you could do this, man.
Yeah.
You like to fly around the country every week instead, but
man, I need to stay put.
Yeah, man. So cool.
That's good.
Awesome. Let me see. Can you please explain the game? Yes, Cashflow 101 was created by Robert Kiyosaki. It's a simulator for real estate investing. So basically, when you start the game, you get a job and an income, right? So it might be an airline pilot, it might be a janitor. It's all these different levels. Then you have expenses to live, right? We got car payments, house payments, we got dogs, we got kids, right? We got all this stuff. And then the goal of the game is to generate assets through the big deals and small deals, and using your mind. We call the game we call here, I call it train your brain to see money. You got to train yourself to look at an asset and see an opportunity and figure out how you can buy that asset with partners in the game or the money you have with that job. And it's usually a struggle because you're like a janitor, and you get a paycheck every week. You're like, I can't buy this $150,000 house because I'm a janitor and I don't have the money. Well, how can you buy it? Can you borrow money? Can you do a joint venture deal? What can you do? Can you wholesale a couple of these cards? Right. So, but the goal is to get out of the rat race. So you build up enough income that meets your cost of living or more. Right. So once you have 5 houses, 10 houses, an apartment building, whatever it is, paying you cash flow every month and it pays all your living expenses, you're free. You technically don't have to work at your job anymore. So that's the goal of the game, is to get your mind thinking how to get to that level so you can hey, nothing wrong with working. If you like your job, you love it, great, but you could still build wealth. So have a great retirement. But the goal is to quit the job and live on your own terms through your assets. So play the game, check it out, research it, just search Cashflow 101. Constance, I don't know where you're at, but if you're in Phoenix, first Saturday of every month at 10 a.m. here at Azreia office, we play that game. So let's see. All right, cool. So I went over my hour. So if anyone has any questions, I can stick around for a couple minutes. Otherwise, thanks for being here. We good?
I think I got one more question.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of it. What is it?
There's gonna be a replay too. So I know I jammed through this.
Yeah.
So you can go back and watch it. Message me, email me, whatever it is. Contact Azreia. I'll answer any of your questions.
So when you when approaching like people, regarding like raising money and things like that, like I guess it's not like I guess it's basically more off of your initial engagement is based off like a relationship. So you come into it like, you just really want to build a relationship. It's not like hey, I got this deal where you can buy it. You know what I mean? Like it's not that type of deal. Cause that's where I remember we had a conversation about this like a while ago. And I think I never really got into it. I did one deal. I remember, I got one deal under my belt where I actually raised money and didn't, use any money to do the deal. It was a flip I did, actually 176, the house you bought for me, right? Or is that
Yeah.
No, it was next door. I'm sorry, it wasn't that deal,
Yeah.
because I actually spent money to buy that house. But the house next door, I didn't use any of my money. And that was the same guy who funded the whole the purchase, the rehab, and then of course I refinanced and paid him back. So but just outside of, because I don't want to just stick to one person. Like I don't want to have one person I call where I could get money from. I want to be able to call multiple people. But that's just like really been like I guess why I stood off from it so much, because I didn't really know how to like engage with people. Like, hey, let me, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to come off like, I don't know. I'm weird. So it's all good.
You're not coming up. Hey man, you're trying to do business. So there's no coming off wrong, right? So one, it's okay to have more, the more people the better, right? However, like the gentleman Dennis, that last person that refied at the 25K, he still that lady's like 95. Like he still uses her to this day to do refi probably 90% of his deals. It's okay. If you have that one or two or three good people that are just like, I love what you do, let's keep it coming, keep bringing them. There's a gentleman I invest in Cleveland with. What we did was he started lending 100% on my rentals in Cleveland, right? I'm pulling the dentist now. And what happened was he was like, hey, he plays soccer. So he was like, I told all my buddies because he plays on Saturday mornings, he plays soccer. He's like, I'm doing this with this guy, Mike, out in Cleveland. We bought 4 houses, here's my returns. And now his buddies that are all engineers and whatever with him are like, I want one of those.
Yeah.
So then I'm leveraging him and he's leveraging me for the knowledge, time, money, and credit. I'm going out to Cleveland, right? We're buying these deals and buying them from you, whatever, fixing them up. He's lending the 100% of the money. He gets in a return. He's super happy. Then now he's going out telling his friends. And then the next house we used his friend's money to buy the house. I did all the work and my partner didn't have to do anything.
Wow.
He just had to use his friend. He's had to bring his friend to the deal. And now me and my partner own 50% of the house, and well, you get what I'm saying? Like, you see how far I can go? Like, he was raising money, no money. This guy just got into real estate 2 years ago. He's doing no money, no work, no nothing. Yeah. He just put me together with his guy, and he owns half the house.
That's insane. Man, I remember the first call we had. You just got into the market. You didn't own any houses. You didn't have anything going in Cleveland. Oh, look at you. Wow, that's amazing, man. That's great.
Gotta do it. So you all can do it. It's not rocket science. You don't really what you're getting into right there, Xavier, is your own self-doubt. I don't want to sell. I don't want. You've been doing deals out there. You have access to deals. People trust you. You just need a few good friends that want to fit the vision and get rental properties like you.
Yeah.
Let's go and do it.
Sure.
So
that's all.
All I need. All right. 106. Any last questions? I'm gonna head out. We good?
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. See you around the meetings. Love to have you as members. And see everyone at the next event. So take it easy.